Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 4th of April 2022. I hope you are keeping well on this Monday morning. If you're off to work, have a good week. If you are not, have a good week. Regardless. I've not had a good Monday morning here. My cat, who I love dearly, has had to have an enema yesterday, and that means that it's not finished leaking yet, and I have spent hours trying to clean the cat and trying to clean the house since I couldn't leave him out of the house all night. He'll be attacked by other cats. The local gangs will jump on him, and that always causes even more injury and stuff, and that means I'll have to take him to the vet for other things. So I have to keep him inside, try to restrict one area of the house for him, but it's not that easy, and oh god, what a horrible mess. Anyway, so I could think of much better ways of spending Monday morning. Right now, if you are new to the channel, and you probably are because today is Monday and today is a day for newcomers and beginners, I shall explain the rules of Sudoku, this wonderful game that will take your mind away from things like cleaning up cat's mess and impending wars and global catastrophes, etc., etc. We can focus our mind on Sudoku for a while, take our mind off of things. Right, so how do we play this game? So there are squares across. If you count, you'll find there are 9 of them. There are squares all the way down in columns, and there are 9 of those too. And then you can see these outline sections. I refer to them as blocks, and they also contain 9 squares. It's like a mini grid of 3 by 3 within a black outline. Now, the object of the game is to complete each square with a digit between 1 and 9. Now, since there are 9 squares across, 9 down and 9 in a block, it means that the numbers can fit only once. So, for example, this block here, which has 1, 2, 3 already, doesn't have 4 yet, but 4 has to go in one of these empty squares. We've got 5, 6. We don't have 7 yet, but 7 has to go in one of these empty squares. And 9. Which goes in one of these empty squares, and you will see that because we have a 9 here, it can't go in this square here, so it's going to be restricted to one of these 2 squares. We don't know which one yet, so we won't be looking at that as our first number, but that shows you how we play the game, and the same thing for the columns and the rows. Okay, so there's a 2 in this row already. That means that 2 cannot reappear, so if we consider this block on the right here, this 2 blocks all the way across here. When I say blocks, I mean it disallows any 2s appearing in these 3 squares here. And this 2 does the same thing for these 2 squares, right? Because it's in this row. So when you see something in a row already, it means it can't go there again. And then we have a 2 blocking up here. So this particular square is also blocked. These squares are blocked by this 2. These 3 squares are blocked by this 2. And this square blocks up here, blocking 3 squares. These are already blocked by these, but it also blocks this square here. When you look at the pattern like that, you'll see there's just this one square in the middle of this particular block that isn't affected by these intervening 2s, and that means that the 2 must go there. It can't go anywhere else. So we found our first number for the morning. Okay, let's do the same thing with these 5s. Look, 5 blocks all the way down this column here, 5 blocks all the way down this column here. So these 5 squares here, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are immediately dismissed. We know that they can't be 5s because of the 5s in these 2 columns. Now we also have a 5 across here which blocks across here. So again, you'll see that this square here is the only one that is not affected by intersecting 5s. Okay, got the idea now? Okay, right, now have a look at this block here and see if you can see where a 5 goes in this block here. I'll give you a few seconds. Have a look, left, right, up, down. We can't go down, there's nowhere to go down, but up and left and right. Do you see anything? Okay, well, I hope you've noticed this 5 here blocking these 2 squares, and this 5 blocking these 2 squares. So these 4 squares here are immediately removed from consideration. And then we have this 5 here, which is very close by, blocking this square here. So I think we can see that 5 has to go there. Now, Again, look at 5s, consider this block up here, and consider the 5 that we've just put in as well. Okay. Right, so this 5 that we just put in blocks up here now, and this 5 blocks up here, and this 5 blocks across here. So we can say that there must be a 5 in that square there. Back across this way, 5 blocks across here, 5 blocks across here. So there's just that square now where we can place a 5. Now, there is only one more 5 that we need to get, because we've got 5 in this block, nothing here yet. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now, it's a rule in Sudoku, if you're new to the game, that if you have a digit in 8 blocks already, you can always find it, excuse me, in the last block that you look for it. In that final 9th block. You might have noticed there are 9 of these blocks. Okay. So we know that we don't have a 5 in this block, but we know we have 5s everywhere else. So we know that we can find it. We're absolutely guaranteed. So I'll give you a chance to look for it. Okay, I think that's long enough. Now we've got the 5 blocking up here, the 5 blocking up here. So immediately these 2 columns are out, and then we have the 5 blocking along here. So we know that 5 has to fit there. And now we don't have any more 5s in the game to look for, so we can just not worry about them for now. Oh, I can hear my cat moaning. He's still in pain. Oh, God. Alright, okay. Right, this row now is lacking a 6. Let me try and finish this game and go off and see my cat. This row does not yet have a 6. Okay. Now we ask ourselves, can a 6 appear in this square here? And the answer is no, because we have a 6 in this block already. So these 3 squares can't contain 6, can they? We've got a 6 there. Can a 6 appear in this square? And when we look up here, we see an intersecting 6, and so we say no, it can't, because we've already got a 6 in this column. So if 6 is not here and not here, and we need it to complete this row, then we know that 6 has to fit there. Now the way to play the game is to look all around the grid at whatever possibilities appear, and sometimes you find numbers very easily, and sometimes it takes longer. I mean, that's the beauty of the game. And the more you play, the more you'll find different techniques become available to you. Okay, this I'm going to look at this block here, and I want you to look at 9s. Have a look for digit 9 and see how it affects this block here. Okay, so 9 blocks up here, so these 2 squares are out, and then 9 blocks right across here, so that those 3 squares are out. This one already actually is out. So blocked and blocked. So we know that 9 has to appear here. Now, it's often a good idea when you're playing beginner level Sudoku and even more advanced games to continue with the number that you've just put in and see how that affects things. So this 9, if we bring it back in this direction, it blocks these 3 squares now, and this 9 blocks these 2 squares. So we now know that 9 has to fit there. Now, in the central block, we still need a 9. See how 9s affect the empty squares. Got it? Okay. This 9 blocks this square, this 9 blocks this square. So we know that this is the only one left, and we know that 9 has to fit there. Now, there are 2 empty squares in this block, and so we should find out what they are. And if you count through, you'll find they're 4 and 7. We have 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4. 5, 6. No 7. 8, 9. So 4 and 7 are the missing numbers, and they have to fit into these 2 empty squares here. Now, if you look at this 7 here, it blocks this square. So we know that 7 goes here, and the last number that we need is 4. So the 4 goes there. Now let's take that 4 that we just filled in, try and follow the rule a bit that we used. Follow 4 blocks down here, 4 blocks down here, and 4 blocks across here. So now we know that 4 goes into that square there. We have 9 that we filled in not long ago, blocking down here, and this 9 blocking down here. So this is the only square that is not affected by a 9. And now we only have 1 empty square in this column. And so we should find out what it is. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no 6. We've got 7, 8, 9. So 6 is our missing number. Okay. This 6 blocks down here, so 6 goes there. Don't worry if this is a little bit fast, because you can rewind, play it back again. 6 blocks down here, 6 blocks down here, and 6 blocks across here. Got it? Blocking, blocking, and blocking across here. So we know that 6 fits there now. This top row doesn't yet have a 1. We don't have a 1 in the top row. Can you see how that's affected? Okay, if you look right to the bottom down here, you'll see a 1 intersecting and another one down very low down here on the penultimate row blocking here. So this square is blocked by this one and this square is blocked by this one. So again, we know that a 1 has to fit there. Alright, same principle. Look at this row here and tell me about digit 1. Same idea. Okay, now you can see this one blocks this square, this one blocks this square, and this one blocks this square, leaving just that square there where a 1 can go. Okay, it's not difficult. The principles are, you know, just basic logic really. It's an if not, then something else is true. This 2 blocks this square here, so we know that a 2 fits here, and we only need a 7 to complete this row, so we can put that in now. This this row here still needs 1 digit. 1, 2, 3. We don't have a 4 anywhere. We got the rest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you're not sure. Oh, can you hear my cat? Oh dear. I hate the sound of my cat in pain. I can't do anything about it though. He just has to empty his bowels for another few hours. Normally this is actually normally it takes a couple of days for him to completely empty the waste. And the worst thing is that this is a regular thing. This is like once a month. And I try my best to avoid it. He has special food. I give him saline injections, which he hates, saline drip, to try and increase fluid, since he won't drink water or anything. And it's just continuous. It's so awful. Poor thing. Poor cat. Right, okay. Now, when you learn to play Sudoku a bit more, you'll find that it's a good idea to look for missing numbers like this. Okay, so we have 3 empty squares, and what we don't have is 1, 4, and 7 to fit here, but we can't find which. We know 1 blocks this square and 4 blocks this square, but that's all we know. So we can't place the 1, 4, and 7, but we do know that they go there. So the 7 is what I'm interested in. So one of these numbers must contain 7. So if the 7 is here, it will block this way. 7 is here, block 7 here. Doesn't matter where it appears. 7 cannot reappear in this row, so neither of these squares can be 7. And this 7 blocks up here, blocking that square. So because we're blocked across there and blocked up here, like my cat is blocked, we know that the 7 has to go there. Now 8 blocks up this column still, so that has to be an 8 fitting in there. Okay, one of our missing numbers is a 1. Do you remember we said a 1 is one of the missing numbers here? So this square can't be a 1, can it? As it couldn't be a 7, it also can't be a 1. So we need a 1 now for this block. This column rather, and this block. And 2 We'll finish the column and finish the block. It's the same number because there is a unique answer to this puzzle. Okay. Now 2 blocks across here, 2 blocks up here and up here. So that is a 2 to fit in that square there. Now, something important to remember is if you get stuck in one position for a long time and look at it, make sure you shift your focus to somewhere else on the grid. Look somewhere else, because it's definitely a problem that if you keep looking in the same place and you don't find anything, well, it's not changing, is it? Nothing's going to change. You need to look elsewhere and try to consider different solutions from elsewhere. Okay, we have 4 blocking across here, 4 blocking across here, and 4 blocking down here. Blocked, blocked, and blocked. So we know that a 4 fits here. And now we can finish these 3 numbers here. We couldn't do them before, but now we can, because look, this 4 blocks this square, this 4 blocks this square, so the 4 goes there. The 1 blocks this square, so the 1 is there, and the 7 was the last number that we needed. Okay, where does the 1 go in this block? Can you see? Okay, good. The 1 blocking up here and the 1 blocking down there, so that gives us a 1 there. Now there's only 1 digit missing in this column. It's a 7, I think. Okay, 7 blocks down here, so that puts a 7 into that square as well. 8 stops this square from becoming an 8. We still don't have an 8 in this block or in this row. Same thing. A column, sorry. 8 blocks here. So 8 goes there, and 3 is the last number we need for this block, or for this column. It's the same number, of course. Right, so we're making good progress now. Not too much more to consider. Again, we look for 3 empty squares like this, and we see what's missing, and we find it's 2, 8, and 9. We've got a 2, 8, and a 9, but that's not enough. We can't tell which is which, so we forget that. Leave that for now. Missing numbers here are 2 and 3. We can't tell which is which still, so we've got to move somewhere else. So let's see what's happening in this block over here. We've got 1, 2. We don't have 3. We have a 3 blocking across here, but we don't know anything else, so that's no good. 4, 5, 6 blocks across here and across here, so 6 is in one of these 2 squares, but again we don't know, not enough. 7 blocks across here and across here, so 7 is in one of these 2 squares. Still not enough. You see how Sudoku can be a pain. We get to 8s blocking like this, so 3 possibilities for 8, and we say, oh no, we're never going to find anything. And then finally we get around to 9, and 9 blocks all the way down here and 9 blocks across here. So in fact we've got our number now, and we now know that 9 goes there. And now we can say back in this, 9 was one of our missing numbers here, so this 9 now blocks this square, and this 9 blocks this square. So we know in fact that 9 goes there, and this 2 blocks this square, so we know that the 2 is there, and the last number that we needed was an 8, which goes there now. Now we can solve this little conundrum as well, because this is missing numbers are 2 and 3, and now we have an intersecting 2. So we know that the 2 is there and the 3 is there, and this 3 blocks across, 3 blocks across. Oh, it's all come lovely, hasn't it? Just in a few seconds. A moment ago, couldn't do it much. Down here, couldn't do anything, and suddenly all comes together very, very quickly. The missing number in this row is a 7. Let's put that in. 7 blocks down here, 7 blocks up here. Let's put in a 7 there. There's 1 digit missing in this column, which is a 3. Let's put that in. Now there's only 1 number missing across this row, and that's a 6. Let's put that in. 6 blocks down here, so now we know that's a 6, and this is a 8. 8. Go swing back up again. 8 blocks here, so 8 goes there. The missing number here is a 4. That 4 will block down here and put a 4 here, or you could just count through and see that there's a 4 missing. Same result. You'll find exactly the same result. Okay. This 3 blocks this from being a 3, so 3 is here, and 9 is our number to finish today's easy or beginner level grid from The Guardian. And if you are brand new to the game, there is a whole playlist of beginners and easy level games for you to practice on this YouTube channel, and try to learn more from other YouTube channels too. Have fun. Okay, that's it. Bye bye. I'm off to clean up more mess from my cat.